Alrighty, so hello. Thank you for joining me for our Mindful Monday, and I'm Daphne. So if you are joining live, please feel free to say hello in the chat. You can let us know where you're joining from. And if you are catching this as a replay and you would like to join us live on Zoom in the future, I'll put the link to sign up in the description. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in and get started with today's talk and practice. And today I want to talk about the importance of true self-care and prioritizing you. So, whenever we go through times of stress, anxiety, big life changes, trauma, oftentimes we will find that our self care can start to fall by the wayside because when we are in a state of survival, nurturing your body and mind in ways that feel good just for the sake of feeling good no longer becomes a priority because instead you're focusing on survival on survival or surviving. And unfortunately, if you are in a state of survival, if you're in that sort of fight or flight mode for prolonged periods of time, a lot of times we can begin to think that our own self-care is no longer important, or it just falls so far by the wayside that we're really just putting the needs of everyone else and putting the needs of like just getting through the day first. So, when we talk about self care means sometimes different things to different people, but fundamentally, it comes down to taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And it's vitally important because self care is what prepares you to be able to deal with all the stresses in life in the healthiest ways possible. And so, when you understand it in this way, self care is not just a luxury, it's not just bubble baths and massages and getting our nails done, although sometimes those things can be part of it. It can be part of our self care, but instead, self-care really kind of starts to move to the top of our priority list, and it becomes vitally important because it's our self-care that determines our overall state of health and well-being. And so basically, self-care is when we are consciously engaging with activities that will make us holistically healthier. And that can include things like eating a healthy diet, moving our bodies, getting exercise, doing things to take care of your own thoughts and your emotions, making sure you're getting good sleep, or the best sleep possible each night. And the way that you care for yourself and the time that you allow yourself to recharge and to rest in your life is just as important as the time that you dedicate to the other areas of your life, like work and taking care of your family. And so, really, when it comes down to it, self care means being accountable for yourself and understanding what your needs are and then providing for them. And this is so important for all of us to do. And it's especially crucial for highly sensitive people and for people who have been struggling with things like anxiety because we're already prone to overwhelm and overstimulation. And that can keep our nervous system in fight or flight mode. And then that creates this kind of vicious cycle because, like I started out saying, when we're in survival mode, a lot of times our self-care falls by the wayside and we don't have the bandwidth and we don't have the energy to do the things that take the best care of us. So last week, our Mindful Monday practice was about awakening to the deeper parts of ourselves through using an awareness of our own body. And then this week, in looking at self-care, this is really about caring for your own vessel so that you do have the energy and the ability to focus for the deeper practices in life. And and again, it's really it's about doing what you need to do to make sure that you can be as healthy and as happy as possible for the long term in your life. Because I mean, we all know, I mean, I certainly for myself being in my mid 50s now, I feel the cumulative effect of all of my actions, both the ones that are contributing to better health and the ones that might be detracted from that. So, we're going to do a practice together to help you get started. And you might want to, what I'll say is that self care is about taking care of your own unique needs. And it can be really helpful to create kind of a checklist for yourself of the things that you identify that are most important for you in order to feel your best. So, this practice today can help you get started with that. You also might want to come back to the practice again later where you can take notes for yourself. But for now, I'm just going to guide you through the practice. So, as long as it's safe and comfortable for you to do so, I'm going to invite you to begin by closing your eyes. And otherwise, you can just maintain a soft downward gaze. And let's begin by taking a moment just to allow your body to settle into a comfortable position. Allow the spine to gently lift. So you're aligning your ears over your shoulders over your hips, and allow the shoulders to soften downward. And just take a few moments to notice the physical sensations of your breath, just allowing the breath to flow naturally. Notice how the breath feels, and checking in with our bodies helps to settle the mind and to notice what physiological sensations and emotions might be present for you right now. So begin now by taking a full breath in and a long, slow breath out. And now bringing awareness to the top of your body, your head, face, neck, and shoulders. Noticing any sensations, movements, any places of holding or tension. Now moving your awareness down to the arms and the hands, sensing the back of the body, the front of the body, sensing yourself seated, feeling the contact of your body with the chair or the cushion. Now sensing your upper legs, your lower legs, and your feet. Noticing if there are any particular places that call out for your attention, places where sensations feel more dynamic or more vibrant. And also scanning to see if there are places where there's maybe a lack of sensations or only very faint sensations. Now, sensing the whole body breathing, ask yourself, what brings me the most joy? And think back to the last time you had a big belly laugh or something made you smile so much that your whole face lit up. What was happening in that moment? And you can also ask yourself, what do I think I would enjoy? And simply notice whatever arises. And now allowing your muscles to soften. Consider how you care for your body. What are some ways in which you can release tension and stress from your physical body? What are some techniques that you already know work for you? How often do you do them? And what would you like to do more of? And next, becoming aware of your thoughts, allow them to come and go. Imagine them drifting by like clouds in the sky, and consider how you care for yourself mentally. Do you have practices that help you tend to your own thoughts, or perhaps ways that you rewrite the thoughts and beliefs that are no longer serving you? How could you allow your thoughts to come and go with greater ease? How can you direct your attention back to the present moment rather than getting lost in your thoughts, especially thoughts that cause you to worry or overthink or ruminate on things? How can you come back to the present moment instead? And now check in with your emotions. How are you feeling right now? And consider the last time that you felt really strong emotions. How did you care for them? Were you able to feel them rather than suppressing them? Did they overwhelm you? And what can you do to take good care of your feelings when they arise? There are no right or wrong answers here. It's simply an opportunity to consider how you care for yourself and what you might be able to do differently. So now consider, what are some things that help you to feel better and healthier in your daily life, but you might struggle to do them consistently. And this could be anything. It could be eating healthier meals, more consistently. It could be getting regular exercise. It could be spending time laughing with the people that you love. So as you consider these things that help you to feel better and to be healthier, but maybe you struggle to do them consistently, think about, why are they important to you? And this is a really important practice, because whenever we want to make changes, if we want to create new habits, it's so helpful to really understand on a deep level why it's important to you. And so if you think, I want to eat better, why? Why is that important to you? Because, and maybe you ask yourself that and you think, well, because I want to be healthy or I want to live a long time. And why is that important to you? And maybe it's important to you because you want to spend as much time as possible with the people that you love. And why is that important? And maybe you recognize that having really deep, intimate relationships brings you happiness. And that's why that's important to you. So when you work with this, go deep, go through multiple layers of asking yourself, why is it that doing your self care practices are important to you? Because when you can really get clear about that, then when all the obstacles come up that stand in the way of following through on these things that can help you feel better, you can use the power of why, your why power, instead of simply trying to rely on your willpower, because most of us have experienced that our willpower does not always show up for us the way that we would like it to. And sometimes our mind can be very good at talking us out of doing things that would be good for us. So, when you have time, write out some of the things that you would really like to do regularly to take good care of yourself. Consider the things that come up that prevent you from doing the self care that you need. And it might be thoughts that you have, it might be expectations you put on yourself to prioritize other things in your life. Just write down whatever it is that's stopping you from doing the things that help you to feel better. And then remind yourself it's okay to take time for yourself, to do the things that support your health and well being, and identify why these things are important to you. Consider what you have to gain by doing them, and also what you have to lose by not doing them. and then know that you are worth it. And so now, sensing the whole body breathing again, bringing your attention back to the body, feel the breath moving. Notice your sensations. And we'll finish by taking a full deep breath in and a long, slow breath out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And thank you so much for joining me today.